Oh yes, my Straight Talk family, it's time to keep moving on and time to say good night to the entire world. And of course, I must say good night to St. Kitts and Nevis and the entire Caribbean region. And we are on the World Wide Web, so I am reaching and touching you all over the globe. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I can't say good morning, and I will say good afternoon, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. I know that some of you are in Africa, there are some of you in Europe, there are some of you in Asia, and there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. Like I said, I will say good morning, and of course I will say good afternoon. But wherever you are, greetings, my Straight Talk family, and welcome to Straight Talk. And for those of you who continue to share the link, I am eternally grateful, because you bring us first-timers. And for the first-timers, we can tell you that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, we do have a forum to express yourselves freely. On this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with another opportunity to join you in conversation on yet another occasion. And for the first timers, I want you to know, as your host, I pledge to remain an untiring advocate of truthfulness. I'm reminded at all times by these lovely words from a special hymn of mine. We are called to be God's prophets, speaking for the truth and right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing evil things to light. Let's seek the courage needed, our high calling to fulfill, that we all may know the blessing of the doing of God's will. So my Straight Talk family, absolutely, and absolutely my Straight Talk family, nothing is watered down on this program. We never try to make it more interesting, neither by omission or by exaggeration. We are not about sensationalism or creating excitement, especially at the expense of accuracy, because we lean on the facts. And I can assure you it is my bounden duty to present at all times the unvarnished truth, the plain truth, especially when it comes to governance and transparency in our beloved country. And our program continues to join us together with people across our federation. We are joined with people in the diaspora all around the world. And my Straight Talk family, we continue to give Almighty God thanks for helping us to understand, oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. So let us therefore hope and pray for the day when we will all sing His praise together. And for the first timers, I must also inform you that Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls and your emails. And if you're so minded calling, the numbers are 646-829-6672. That's an overseas number. And our local number is 663-6672. You can access it from overseas as well. Of course, you'll need the area code, which is 869. And there are those who like what I call the cloak of anonymity. We give you access therefore, via our email platform. The address is straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. That's one word, straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. And for those who have the Alexa app as well, we are heard live on Alexa. Just say, Alexa, play Massive Vibes Radio, and you are right with us. Let me say a special welcome to my junior brigade. Young Dwayne, Tristan, Shamar, Kevin, Rue, Jamal, Travon, Travis, and of course to the special lady in St. Louis, and my queen in Texas. I never ever forget her. And on a sweet, sweet note, let's say happy birthday to one of our Straight Talk biggest fans of family members, always there on Straight Talk, Paulette Samuel. I saw her yesterday, and if I didn't know Paulette, I would tell you today that Paulette would have made 21, but she was looking like 21. But say happy birthday to Paulette Samuel, and let's have some fun with Paulette tonight on Straight Talk. As usual, we begin with our observations and review, which are an integral part of our program. Then we'll move into our thesis, which I have titled tonight, TikTok. It's really part 2. TikTok part 2, Cat Got Marsha Tongue. After our thesis, we will include our calls, as I mentioned earlier, and our emails to allow full participation, because on this program, everyone, you get an opportunity to have your say. And my Straight Talk family, our observations in review, it's a time when we highlight the current issues. We do some reflection. We may then ask a few questions, such as what was accomplished, how has it helped others, what has changed since, and what can be expected next. And of course, it's a learning process, so we also try to establish what new we have learned as a people. So, my Straight Talk family, our first observation tonight relates to a story that we are continuing to follow. And I take this story seriously. And I'm a little concerned that the police, in particular the Commissioner of Police, James Sutton, we are hearing nothing from him. But we have confirmed that a large quantity of cocaine was seized by the police. I won't give you much more details, but we have also confirmed that these drugs have mysteriously gone missing. And there is a deafening silence on the part of Commissioner James Sutton. And this is rather troubling, as I said. As just a few weeks ago, Sutton confirmed that police officers refused to take polygraph tests. And what? They were just simply transferred. Straight Talk is also aware that officers failed more than one polygraph test, but were still promoted. And all this is coming on the heels of the September 6, 2024 launch of the 90-day campaign against violence and crime. And this is not good news. Thus, we await word from the Commissioner of Police, James Sutton, or the Permanent Secretary, fresh face in the Ministry of National Security. But until we hear word from these institutions and individuals, we will keep you posted, and we will not move on from this until we hear something from the authorities. Our second observation relates to a comment made on our last episode when I spoke about the Culturama complex being renovated, and some $5 million was spent, but some $10 million was drawn down from the NIA treasury. In fact, that should have been the Culturama village instead of the Culturama complex. Because I since got an anonymous call from someone who purported to work with the NIA, but that individual refused to discuss the actual renovation costs and how many millions were drawn down from the treasury. But that's a story we are following. And again, we are going to as I said earlier, have an episode on Nevis shortly. And while on Nevis, my Straight Talk family, we actually came across a very, I call it strange, very strange press release, which comes from the Integrity Commission in Nevis. And there's a notice from that commission from its chairman, Ricardo Keynes, who is an attorney at law. And it's dated today, the 26th of September. As you can see it on your monitors, on your screens. And the notice reads, the Integrity Commission in Nevis is reminding individuals in the public life who have not yet complied with the integrity in public life Ordinance number 2 of 2013. And they are reminded that they have not, it seems, have not filed since, or for the period 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 2021, and 2021 to 2022, and 2022 to 2023, and from the 1st of July 2023 to the 31st of December 2023. And it says, if you have not submitted your declarations and or supporting documents for those periods, please do so immediately. Failing to comply will result in your names, I'm paraphrasing here now, being submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions without further advice. And that I find very, very strange, my Straight Talk family, that for all these years, declarations have not been made, and come today, the chair of the commission has issued a notice and a warning. But that, as I said, it's a very, very strange, because action should have been taken from 2019, it states. Something is radically wrong with our justice here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Our justice is not blind, and justice ought to be blind. But that's an interesting development coming from Nevis, and we will follow that story as well. And my Straight Talk family, we have been following another story as it relates to the Cape examinations and the CSEC examinations. And we saw a release coming from the Ministry of Education, which again I'll post on your monitors. And the release from your left, if you look from your left, you glean from the Ministry of Education. And it states, my Straight Talk family, it's actually dated on Monday the 23rd of September. And it says that the Ministry of Education denounces all false claims that the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, withheld exam results due to non-payment by St. Kitts. Furthermore, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has a sterling record of on-time payment of fees and dues to the CXC. The CXC officially released the 2024 Secondary Examination Certificate, CSEC, and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exam, CAPE, results to all territories, including the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, on the 20th of August. Students within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis immediately access the electronic preliminary slip, pre-slips, which is a digital statement of a candidate's preliminary examination results. The pre-slip allows for access to higher education or employment as students await their final certificates from CXC. But very strange, my Straight Talk family, there's another release from the Caribbean Council, my Straight Talk family. The Caribbean Council states that results are not withheld and confirms, as you can see from that release on your right, that St. Kitts Nevis, in fact, met its payment obligations. But results, contrary to what was said there by the Ministry of Education, results are not available to students who sat the May to June 2024 Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC. So there's some conflicting information, it seems to me, if I interpret that correctly. But speaking under anonymity, one moderator said to Straight Talk that outstanding monies for 3 years will have to be paid before SBA grades are moderated and sent into the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC. So, my Straight Talk family, I do believe that the CEO and registrar of the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, Dr. Wayne Wesley, must therefore account more properly and really get some clarification and total clarification on the issues as it relates to the CXC results, the CAPE and the CSEC results, I should say. And we have confirmed rather that some of the SBAs are ungraded as we speak, my Straight Talk family. But that too we will follow. And our fourth observation, my Straight Talk family, we must take note that the Prime Minister's wife continues to find it necessary to travel with her husband, Dr. July, on all official business trips. And the latest one being the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, which is going on right now in New York. And my Straight Talk family, this time they are off to UNGA. But the country is not told of any accompanying roles or role Mrs. Jew might have. What is a role? But speculation is also rife as to whether Dr. July is afraid to leave his wife home alone at Matinley with all those security officers, or whether she is afraid to leave her husband with Pierce Hazel, who we are told provides special personal assistance to the Prime Minister, especially in the absence of his butler, Hazel Jeffords, who no longer travels with the party. Remember, Hazel Jeffords used to travel with his party. Last time we saw her, I think she went to the Republic of China and Taiwan. But everything seemed to be going wrong within the Prime Minister's office. But my Straight Talk family, those are my observations for tonight. And for those who may have been pondering as well about the flash flood warnings, we are aware that there's a flash flood warning out, which, according to the Met Office, would have been up to 8 p.m. tonight. So for those of you who are wondering, the flash flood warning was in effect today up until 8 p.m. tonight. And a flash flood warning means that moderate to major flooding is occurring or will occur in the warning areas. So be careful for those of you who have to move past the guts in some parts of the island. So exercise caution when driving and refrain from parking in waterways is the advice given. And this comes from the St. Kitts Met Office and NEMA, National Emergency Agency, my Straight Talk family. So those are my observations, and we move right into our thesis tonight, which I stated earlier. I titled TikTok Cat Got Marsha Tongue. My Straight Talk family, at the end of our last episode, I am sure you will agree, for those of you who took part, that there was unanimous concurrence, there was unanimous agreement that the Attorney General, Garth Lucifer Wilkin, was not only incompetent, he was not only a lawbreaker, but he was also this, my Straight Talk family.
But AG is a punk. That's the main reason you see me do this video here. Just to let you know directly, he is a punk. You hear? He is a punk with a capital P. AG. You hear?
That's the view of most about the AG. Yes, with a capital P. Because the callous behavior of Massa grandson ignited outrage all over the country and beyond, even in the diaspora, where he threatened to extradite Kittitians and Nevisians living overseas. But out of this outrage, people have banded together to confront this Massa grandson. As tension rose, the situation escalated, my Straight Talk family, leading to heated debates and unexpected alliances, believe it or not. Ultimately, Lucifer tendered a half-baked apology, as was reported by Glenn Barth of SKN Newsline. He told the nation this, my Straight Talk family.
St. Kitts and Nevis' Attorney General Garth Wilkin responded through a Facebook post to criticisms leveled at him following statements he made in National Assembly on 18 September 2024. At the time, the Attorney General was cautioning residents and citizens that creating content and or forwarding content on social media that is potentially harmful to people is an offense of the law. Referring to social media postings against a minister of government, he pointed out that the content threatens the life and well-being of those who are targeted. He warned that action could be taken against people creating and or circulating harmful content by using the Electronic Crimes Act. He said political elements were partly to blame for the circulation of such harmful content against a minister of government.
So we as a people, we have two choices. Continue to be reckless, irresponsible, not caring about people, not just because they're in public office, you could say anything about them. It's improper, it is not decent, it's not becoming of people of this great country. It is a time now, and I hope they put this on TikTok. It's the time now to change that attitude. When you see lies and ridiculousness on your phone, delete it. Do not click forward. When you go before a camera and say you're some sort of TikTok star and doing things for the likes, the police can come for you. And I say that strongly, Madam Speaker, come defending my friend and colleague. It upset me. A woman with a child, and people following foolishness, and people know it's stupidness, but they're forwarding it still. They're broadcasting it. They're using it and making other videos on it, knowing that it's not true. And all of it, we should just put up with it because people say we have freedom of speech. No. I ain't going to tell you about the Constitution. I'm the Attorney General of this country. The Constitution allows you to have freedom of speech, subject to public safety and people's individual rights.
However, criticisms of the Attorney General from some quarters suggested that he was threatening freedom of speech and the citizens and residents of the country. In response, the Attorney General issued a conditional apology. He wrote in part, quote, "To those who felt I was rude, threatening, dictatorial, or intimidating in my tone, that was not my intention whatsoever. And to those people, I unreservedly apologize. I can, however, not apologize for my passion in defending a single mother and her child, who have suffered immensely because of the rampant disregard by many of restraint in publishing scandalous lies about her and blatant threats on her and her son's life. To those who are using this public debate for political gain, shame on you." And
My TOK family, we ask ourselves as well, or ask Lucifer, whether his nanny is a single mother. He did not pay her benefits. But that's for another time. But his conditional apology, and forgive me, I actually played the wrong soundbite, but no harm done. His conditional apology lacked sincerity and depth. It avoided taking responsibility for his actions that caused so much disquiet in the land, and shifted blame to other persons. Now here is Lucifer, my TOK family, the Attorney General of St. Kitts and Nevis, who is a chief law officer for the country, an advisor to the Prime Minister and the government. But if his sister, Marsha, as he called her, if she was defamed, then let her go out and bring an action against those who defamed her, as there is defamation law here in St. Kitts and Nevis. That is what defamation law is all about. It is about protecting individuals and entities from false statements that harm their reputation. Defamation law encompasses two main categories for the sake of information: libel, which are written statements, and slander, which are spoken statements. And Lucifer has to know that to succeed in a defamation claim, the plaintiff must prove that 1, a false statement was made about him or her or them, or 2, the statement was communicated to a third party. 3, the statement caused harm to their reputation. And in our jurisdiction, the plaintiff may need to show that the defendant acted with negligence or malice, especially if the plaintiff is a public figure. And Marsha Henderson knows that very well, as she, my Straight Talk family, you would never believe this, she and Gada tried to scare me some years ago. I never exposed that, but I'll do so tonight. They tried to scare me some years ago when I spoke the truth, and I always speak truth, my Straight Talk family. But you will recognize from your monitor that on December 2021, Henderson Lord Chambers wrote to yours truly, "Dear sir, we defamatory publication by Ian Liburd against G.A. Dwyer Astafan on the 25th of October 2021 and the 4th November 21, respectively on various media platforms." And what was the statement, my Straight Talk family? Just fast track and go below. And she writes, "The following statements, which were defamatory of our client, come on, tell us where the money gone, $54 million. When we asked Astafan, and he has never told us about the $54 million contract which he signed for the La Valley. He signed it. I have a copy of the contract. Has he told us where the money gone? And she went on to say, the said statements individually and or collectively meant or and or were understood to mean in their natural and or ordinary and or inferential meaning and or by the way of innuendo, that among other things our client be a thief, a man who lacks integrity, a man devoid of moral probity. But we ask, where the money gone? Where has the $54 million gone? And what Marsha did, wrote your humble servant a letter. And her demand, look at her demand, my Straight Talk family. Look at demand number 2. Or demand number 3. We further demand, let me read all for you. We demand that you immediately cease and desist from defaming our client, whether by text, tweets, messages, spoken word, or publication on the various social media platforms, including but not limited to WhatsApp, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, or Facebook, or generally. We also demand that you forthwith remove, or within 7 days hereof, take the necessary steps to effect the removal of any and all defamatory material of our client in the public domain, being circulated as a result of your publications of the 25th October 2021 and 4th November 2021. And hear this. We further demand that within 7 days of receipt of this letter to our chambers, a written apology, the damn foul, excuse the language, my Straight Talk family. And lastly, we hereby demand that you pay into our chambers the sum of $50,000 as compensation for the defamation and concomitant distress. But the point is, my Straight Talk family, and this was signed, as you can see, by Marsha T. Henderson, attorney at law, now Minister Marsha Henderson. So my Straight Talk family, I made this publication for you tonight to let you know, Marsha knows what she has to do. The same way that Philippe Martinez defamed Caribbean Galaxy, and Galaxy had taken them to court. So there's one law for Martinez when he defamed Galaxy, and Galaxy took him to court, and another one when Lucifer is judge, jury, and hangman, and concluding that his sister has been defamed. And you understand that, my Straight Talk family? And Lucifer fully well knows that in defamation, truth is an absolute defense. He would know because he tried to say I defamed him, and he will never forget that. So Marsha, I'm saying here, my Straight Dog family, must come if she wants to know where truth is and stop behaving. She must come to the public. Let the public know where truth is and stop behaving like TikTok cat got she tongue. Garth Lucifer Wilkin is just arrogant, pompous, and downright stupid, my Straight Dog family. Or is it because Imark is dead? And he was the one who said this, my Straight Dog family. He was the one who said this.
Hey, okay, watch you. Oh, she pull up and maybe she's son in there and she telling me some folks. When you got your son there with you, come try to style me, come pull up on me. Okay, she tell me come to a meeting. Go to a meeting with me. You check? Tell the woman I want back my job and once that the woman can't put me back on the piece up to now. The woman can't do nothing for me. Them then enough. Man supposed to could talk to the people who we put in a power. Them they gonna call up in the embassy and call up in the airport, them and all kind of tap them for making the money, the woman.
Is it because he's dead? May his soul rest in peace, my Straight Dog family. Why she has not taken any action? But the issue continues to occupy the entire country as it is being discussed on the buses, in the bars, the rum shops on the street, even in church, my Straight Dog family. It's being discussed literally in every nook and cranny of the Federation. Several accusations have also been leveled at this member of Parliament, who has been silent, and TikTok. The country wonders if cat got shit tongue. The whole country believes that the member of Parliament from number 2 has a moral and ethical obligation to provide an explanation to the country in order to clear her name. So this episode, my Straight Talk family, sets the stage for a deeper exploration of accountability, trust, and the complexities of public life. And my episode title, TikTok, Cat Got Marsha Tongue. It is the talk of the town. This explosive accusation against a member of Parliament has left the whole Federation on edge. Why has she remained silent is a question we ask. And I was trying to remember an old colloquial saying, my Straight Dog family, and I'm from Fish Bay, right down there in Newtown. So I know about fish, and I always forget it, but there's a saying that if Sprat come out the sea and say that shark got so high, correct me if I'm wrong, you better believe Sprat. And this is not a Sprat, neither shark, but is even her biggest supporter or former supporter who thinks she is too quiet, and as such she is disrespectful for those who voted for her. And this supporter said this about Marsha Henderson.
You know, when I think Senkis people really acknowledge you and see you for as something other than a minister, Marsha. And when this incident happened with Ima, because I said to myself, I wonder if Marsha, if these things that they're saying is true. And then it's like life. Once you cross path with people and people have burnt you in a certain way, It's hardly anything that you think that they cannot do, like they're incapable of doing.
My Straight Talk family, many people just don't get it. If she has nothing to hide, why just not speak up? And that's a recommendation from her own constituent.
I'm saying, if your name calling in something, bap, something else happen your name calling again. It's so you feel like you're so big, bad and bad and you want for bodyguard, how we go? Like, why you sorry be? Because, in my opinion, you should have come out and made a public statement. You should have said something to free you of the accusations. But you dealt with it like to hell with all you believe what you want. Just send me for them there to bodyguard me and let them there, me ain't gonna time with them there. What you have time for? Because the same people them you was gonna make the speech to. It's the same people them you was out there selling yourself to. So, one time we important and one time we unimportant, that I didn't like.
No, constituent should like that. To hear these serious accusations about your member of parliament, your elected representative, and all the elected representative does is to get 4 bodyguards. As she said, bodyguard up. You can't get close to the representative. And the constituent is right. But apart from the constituent, by extension, the country ought to know. Because this is not just about politics anymore. It is about trust, my Straight Talk family. I say it again. This is not about politics anymore. It is about trust. And with every passing day, speculation grows. Is it a calculated silence or something more sinister? The phrase "TikTok cat got Marsha tongue" has never felt more fitting, my Straight Talk family. I said this is not just politics. It is about accountability. Will she rise to the occasion or will the cat continue to hold her tongue? There has been a lot of speculation and concern regarding the accusations against a member of parliament from St. Christopher II. It's time they be addressed head on. My Straight Talk family, with the nation watching, will she provide the answers the people crave? Or will the silence linger, leaving the cat firmly in place? The country believes that cat got the minister's tongue due to several factors. The minister, Marsha Henderson, has remained quiet despite these serious accusations. Her lack of public statements has raised eyebrows and fueled speculation. The allegations involve significant ethical and moral implications, which makes the public anxious for clarity and accountability. In times of crisis, leaders are expected to address concerns openly. The issue has captivated the Federation, leading to discussions in every facet of society, from buses to bars to hotels to schools to church, I said, and all over the diaspora. This collective concern amplifies the pressure on the minister to speak up. Speak up, Marsha Henderson. Given the current political climate, many citizens are already skeptical of their leaders. The silence, to many, feels like a cover-up, reinforcing the belief that something is amiss, something is wrong. My Straight Talk family. The public feels that as a representative, the minister has a duty to explain herself and restore faith in her leadership. Her silence is interpreted as an avoidance of responsibility. It has even prompted many to call for the government to go.
Everything can't be politics. I'm tired, are you killing us all? Look the place. The place look deader than some people up the cemetery. Broke than some people will never walk. What are you talking about? Are you killing us, man? Are you need to come go? We need a new set of everything right now because are you just killing me right now with this kind of thing here? I can't take it on. I ain't come to deliver. I ain't come to bring the sunshine. I come to bring rain and make an umbrella. Make a roof to shelter. So I better come go. Because this ain't gonna work for me. Come go.
And my Straight Talk family, that's the view of most of us here who live in St. Kitts and Nevis. And we enlist the support of those of you in the diaspora, wherever you are. Many of you come home and you're entitled to exercise your franchise. But think about it. Look at what you have done. You remember that song? Sweet song. But look at what you have done. And look at what we have. We solicit your help, those in the diaspora and all over. This is not about Labour or PAM or PLP or CCM or NRP. This is about country. And that's the way we have to start thinking and acting, my Straight Dog family. Because the very day before 41st anniversary of independence, the minister was only willing to confess that a lot of times leadership can be heavy and that she is overwhelmed. That's what she said. Instead of addressing the issues that are before the country, she said this.
Deputy Speaker, I rise on the occasion of the adjournment and on the eve of the 41st anniversary of independence of our beloved Federation. Believe me when I say, Madam Speaker, that I am deeply honored to have the privilege of serving my country at this level. And sometimes the responsibilities of leadership can be heavy. And I hear behind me sometimes, a lot of times, if I can be completely transparent, the responsibilities of leadership sometimes can be overwhelming, it can be heavy, and sometimes you question, yes.
What does she question? You may ask my Straight Dog family. Sometimes. What she questioned sometimes was, however, not clear. All we got was a sigh. But my Straight Dog family, if it's overwhelming, do like your constituent said. Come go. Come go, my Straight Dog family. There are elements, however, we must consider. In my conclusion, I will state the prolonged silence, high stakes, public interest, distrust in politics, and moral obligation. My Straight Dog family, these elements combine to create a narrative that the minister's silence, the elected representative from number 2, her silence. The Member of Parliament is not just a personal choice, but we believe it is a sign of deeper issues, prompting my Straight Talk family the widespread sentiment that TikTok cat got Marsha tongue. That's my story tonight, my Straight Talk family, and I am not going to change it. I'll open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails, my Straight Talk family. And the numbers, again, 663-6672 and or 646-829-6672. For those of you who like the cloak of anonymity, as I said, our email address is straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. And I always like to implore you, before I open the lines, I'll do so any moment now, respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned, and let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. And in the process of saying and or doing those things, let us strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. At 7 before the 9 o'clock hour, we go to the lines and say, caller, good night. Hello, caller.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Liburd.
Good night, my dear.
The quote for this evening. Integrity is the most valuable and respected quality of leadership. Always keep your word. I repeat, integrity is the most valuable and respected quality of leadership. Always keep your word. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Always keep your word. Yes, I like that. Sorry, I had this caller holding. I'm sorry I disconnected you inadvertently. Caller, you're live. Thank you for holding. Hello, caller.
Thank you for allowing me tonight. Again. Like, brother Patches, I'm going to be blunt about what I have to say. And Patches, you don't have to apologize if there is a delay or a time that you have a caller on hold. That is the anticipation. But anyway, let me get to the point. I'm going to comment issue with Marsha. I will call it a scandal and allegation right now. But if there is a false allegation peddling anywhere around the world against anyone, there is a law that protects that person. And as Marsha of number 2, being held to a high standard of governance in the government, she owes the public an explanation. Clear your name. I'm giving you advice from a personal view. I am not on a political ground. Because if anyone tried to plug me up into any scandal, I will defend myself. I don't need Big Brother to defend me. And in respect to that, let her conscience be her guidance. Why should the Attorney General step ahead for her when she should have been the first person to cast the first stone? The Attorney General is out of place. He is too fast. He is faster than a barracuda. When you throw up a bait to catch something, a barracuda always is the first to grab that bait and they get hooked. So God hooked himself on a hook, and that hook cannot be then out of the condition that it was made for its purpose. Now, I am still upset with God. And that apology is partial apology. That ain't no damn apology. Okay? He attacked us here in the diaspora. And the diaspora resident of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis are very, very, very irate. We are angry. Okay? And I'm pretty sure the diaspora and people in other countries and abroad Our population is bigger than what is in St. Kitts. So you know what that means. And everyone is willing to come down to make sure these people be gone. Be gone. Because you are doing stupidness. The AG is not acting as an attorney general. He's acting as a great ass. AG, GA, a great ass. That is his behavior. So let's flip that word. Attorney general is too supreme for him. Great ass. And you could ask the H. Send for me. I could defend myself. I will take on 10 of you if 10 of you is in the parliament. Okay? So cut the bullshit and get some sense and talk with respect to the people. You have no dignity and the country needs dignity. And I, WW Winston Welcome, will bring dignity to the country. Give the people, think about giving the people food. Think about giving them the land. Think about giving them a roof over their head. Think about making the country great. Better than what it used to be. But you all make it worse. You all tearing the country down. And it's not even tear down. It's already torn down. It needs dynamic thinkers to rebuild this thing back. Moving forward. Forward ever, backward never. Y'all need to go. Okay? I feel it for one person who is spoiled by that Labour Party, my cousin, Leon Natta. Okay? And I'm pretty sure he might be saying to himself, what kind of damn shit is going on? Leon meant good. Leon Natta meant good in Constituency 7. But because of this dark cloud hanging over the party that you are in, you're going to be affected. I know you are a good man. You are welcome. That is, I'm going to yield and let others come in, but I will come again should I get a chance.
Thank you very much.
God, to the glory to God.
Thank you.
Allah Akbar.
Thank you, my brother. Otep, let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello,
Hello,
caller.
Patrice. Yes, Patrice.
How are you, my lord?
Good night, Patrice.
Good night. Good night. Good night, my brother. Good night, culture.
Okay, thank you for opening the gate early tonight. Thank you for releasing that letter that you got from that woman in Central too.
Yeah, she knows about defamation.
I am glad you released it. Oh, sorry, eh?
She knows about defamation, so she knows it well.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like I said, if you afraid of in this country here, all of them who doing wrong to the country, they are afraid of Ian Patrick Liburd and straight talk because they know you don't flip-flop and you are not a one-sided record. You speak the truth. The truth is on the right side and the left side and you're in the middle. Good night, brother, straight talk and everybody. We have too many hot topics tonight to talk so everybody understand how it is. That is $54 million. That individual who want to say that they didn't remember nothing. They watching what happened to Christoph Harbour. They come here broke and they get money to borrow from wherever they want to borrow from our country so they're going to develop. And they tell themselves, well, if them they could do that, we could do that too. What I am saying is, I agree with Aya. Sometimes, when Aya says certain things, about politicians, because you're going to tell me, they could remember things that happened 1950, 1964, 1963, with Kennedy when he get shot. And they cannot remember something just happened last week, and they want to know, they want to know why did I sign? Why did I sign? Why did I sign? Only God and you know what could come out of that. But I can tell you something, all the politicians them ain't gonna let he get away with that. And a load of them who get away with all things. And quick to jump down Patch's throat to enlightening and informing the world. What I have to say now, the next parliament they have, I am asking Dr. Timothy Harris, elected member for number 7, you are legal when you go in parliament. And Honorable Sean Richards, you are legal you were elected and you are a member of parliament. When both of you go in there, it's supposed to be three of you on the opposition bench. But the snake swallowed the cat. We're going with Marsha tongue. He ain't over there. But he collecting false money for working at doing and he collecting money. Well, I'm saying this to you, two honorable opposition members in parliament. When you are going there, focus on this. Dr. Joe, you and your crew, it's time to leave. Go. Or you mash up the country and all you don't know what you're doing. Are you trying to scrub money from all angles? You all do not know what you're doing. It's time to go out the parliament, the whole electorate around the country asking for you all to go. If it's only that the both of you have to go in parliament and say, it's time to leave, time to go, and then I walk out. And then I could go back again if I want another time. But Patches Bodo, I am calling everybody in the diaspora and right here locally on the island, it's time for everybody to make a move, a legal move, non-violent move. March, trample, demonstrate. The message on the placard is what counts. What counts, not crowd of people walking in the street and it's not effective. It's time to get up and walk. Patches, I will come back again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your input. I want to know, Patches, if the hospital came in on the boat that was on its way for a while now, because I have noticed now the land is being cleaned again for about the 100th time. Is there going to be a groundbreaking ceremony again for this site? Where thousands of dollars from our tax monies will be spent again for no reason. Because I'm sure for every time the land is clean, money is spent. Reads this email. This other email reads, okay, that's someone sending me some information there. Blessed love, Mr. Straight Talk. The last episode entitled TikTok, the potter called the kettle black was a very excellent episode. I did enjoy it very well till I end up watching it over 3 times. It really, really made my day, and I end up forwarding the rebroadcast to a friend, and the friend said the episode was very nice, and it uplifted my friend as well, and told me he didn't know so sweet your show or your shows are till he have to tune on this coming Thursday. And Mr. Straight Talk, I see your show really building up some popularity. I see you have it about 1K 100 views on this live, on the live, beg your pardon. But Mr. Straight Talk, didn't you notice that? Whatever you're doing, it's working, and keep putting in the good work. And the audience love what you're doing as well. But this was the best episode from since I tuned into your show, and everything was good. The callers, the emailers, and you as well organized and well put together. Just this Monday gone, but once again, continue the good work, Mr. Straight Talk. And my final thoughts of the day. Mr. AG, you are a punk with a capital P, rolling on the ground, tears of joy. Thank you for your contribution there, my Straight Talk family. This other email reads, good night, Mr. Patches. The poor can't take no more. Elimat knew what he was saying. Every Labour government who sits in office in St. Kitts and Nevis will have to sing the poor can't take no more. When July, or may I say Labour Party campaign said 1,500 for PAP because 500 was too little, they meant 1,500 persons were going to come off the PAP, much more than that, I may add. Look around, the tech of single mothers, elderly persons as well as persons with disability. Douglas's speech one faithful Labor Day when Timothy Harris gave gave government workers 10% raise, he was singing too little, too late. Labour went and gave government workers 8% increase or raise. I wonder if St. Kitts people fall asleep or their memory short. Wake up, St. Kitts people. We need to clean up the mess because even a blind man can see what's happening in St. Kitts and Nevis. Time for change. The poor can't take no more. I'm smelling a stinking fish, and a lot of people in St. Kitts smell it too. Have a good night, Mr. Patches. Let's go back to the line. Thank this caller for holding. Caller, you live. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening, man. How you guys doing, man? How you doing, Mr. Live?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, it's getting worse and worse. It seems like, man, a lot more topics, a lot more grounds to cover every time you come on.
Yes.
But that emailer who made that observation about your show, you know, right on point, man. A lot of viewers, a lot of people tuning in to get that information. You have a uniqueness about yourself in your presentation, which really sets you apart from the other talk shows. The way how you bring this information, you're welcome, man. Yeah. The way how you bring this information to the public, I don't really see another talk show doing that. You bring the proof and you present them on the screen, and you give your viewers an opportunity to either, read that moment, or they can screenshot these things and go back and, look them over. With that said, man, this part 1 and part 2, part 1 last time you was on, part 2 tonight, very well on point with the issues that's going on in the Federation. You're right up to speed, and I commend you for that. What I like about tonight's show, though, is when you came on, you brought a legal aspect, of what's going on with the hot topic, with the AG and the situation with that Minister of Government who's being alleged to be involved in some criminal activity. Me personally, I like that. The comments by the AG was real offensive. We can put the spin on it all we want, but we can debate it as well, because he made an attempt to maybe defend somebody based on what he's seen out there on social media. And he made an attempt, again, I'm going to say those words again. He made an attempt to show the Federation, the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, that there are laws governing such things, and you have addressed this when you came on tonight. That's what I like about your introduction tonight. The lady whose name is in the public is a lawyer. She should know how to defend herself. Me personally, if anybody attack me physically or verbally, I'm going to clap back. I'm going to defend myself. And I'm putting that straight out there to all the people in the Federation who know who I am. Don't think you're going to attack me and get away with it. I'm going to defend myself. I don't care who you are. I'm going to stand up for my equal rights and justice every time. And I'm going to stand up for right over wrong. We are condoning too much wrong in the Federation. And there are a lot of persons who in the Federation. I've made some personal observation. All of these talk shows that's on is one-sided, most of them. We have people who are supporting this party only calling into one show. We can't get the different views be noticed on those programs. There's people on this side. There's only certain people calling into these talk shows on this side. We got to be a more mature nation than that. We can't respect each other's opinions and views and perspectives. That in itself is not good for democracy or freedom of speech. The AG, when he spoke, it put me in mind of when the National Security Advisor made that silly comments. And maybe you can go back to that soundbite tonight. The AG's speech was technically inciting. Him being a legal person, he should have just do the job that what he wanted to do by defending Marsha Henderson and putting out the legal ramifications of those type of persons who's up there slandering people's name. And he should have stopped right there. He should have never go over into trying to quell and suppress people's freedom of speech. because that freedom of speech was not an item on the agenda for him to talk about. He should have just stayed right where he wanted to be and defend Marsha Henderson like he wanted to. The moment he went cross over that line and think that he's going to try to suppress people's freedom of speech, guess what? He got an ass whooping. This government is going to fall. The people of St. Kitts and Nevis, they got to realize we only need to take away one seat from this Labour government, and then they're out of that house. That house that they're still going on like they own, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis only need to take away one seat, and this government falls. If one seat is taken away from this Labour government, it's going to create chaos in St. Kitts and Nevis. Believe that. Mr. Liburd, you remember that I've told you this on this night. If one seat is taken away from this Labour government, St. Kitts and Nevis might end up in a situation that we don't want to happen.
Okay.
These guys are acting like they own this house, but they're going to get thrown out of there somehow.
Okay.
Social media is going to bring them down. They think that they can suppress people's freedom of speech. They're not going to be able to do that in this time of social media. But,
okay,
I'll keep listening, man, and keep up the good works. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for your usual good contributions. I go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding calling. Hello, caller. How are you, my brother? How art thou? That's the Bible man.
I've been calling for the longest while, you know.
I am.
Every time I call, you put in somebody else. No problem, that's it.
I am awfully sorry about that.
You already do me, so I don't tell me sorry. No problem. I forgive you.
Thank you. You're a real Bible man. What? Give me a good psalm.
You were here when somebody called somebody vagabond. You hear it?
If I do what?
You were here when somebody tell somebody a vagabond.
The vagabond, yes, we hear it all the time.
When you get a time, when you get a chance, right? Read Genesis chapter 4. I ain't going to do all that. But I come to tell you tonight that Esther chapter 4, Esther chapter 5, and Esther chapter 6. But I am going to tell you something, Mr. Patrick. Do you know Esther was in the king's palace and she believed she was safe, but she was not safe. They had to send a message to Esther because, and they tell her, you're not safe. So, Haman did a gallant for Mordecai because he went to the king to sell out all the Jews. So you could read it from 5 to 7. And so he went with some money to sell out the Jews. And the thing, the cat flyer. Because when he believed, he got everything covered up. When you believe, he got everything covered. No. Because Mordecai saved the king's life. So now you went and build up my gallows for Mordecai, who he didn't love. He hate them. And so the chap, the same gallows that he built are the same gallows here the fallen. That is, I can tell you something here tonight.
Quickly.
It's amazing. He's not Methodist yet. As a Bible man, I never seen I read the Bible yet. But listen here. Psalm 41 is a blessed is the man that considereth the poor. In the time of trouble, the Lord shall deliver him. That is, Mary child in deep distress.
Okay.
Mary child in deep. How ago? Generation not kicking. Generation not kicking. And then all of that is up there.
Okay, my brother.
What's going on in this state, yeah?
Okay, the Bible man. Thanks a lot.
Yes. I am going to and thank you. All the best, Patrick.
Thanks a lot.
Have a pleasant day.
Have a pleasant night as well. Thanks, as usual, for your spiritual interventions, I call them, as we go. Okay. Thought I had a caller, but we just lost that caller. Patches, good evening. And I hope all is well with you. Read this email. Thank you for keeping us informed and keeping the pressure on this Labour government. Patch is the permanent secretary for the Department of Technology, who is also Congress's aunt, has made headlines lately. Patches, I was really informed that she's been visited regularly at her office at the Department of Technology. And it's a matter on Google that you need to look into and read. And this person gives the link. Patches, please read these details, and when you come back next week, inform us of your findings, because Congress aunt has found herself in some serious trouble lately, and the Prime Minister, the head of the civil service, and all these persons in positions need to look into this and ask the permanent secretary of the Department of Technology to resign, and resign with immediate effect. Because if these things are happening now, well, what is she doing with all this resources she's handling in the ministry? Thank you, Patches, and I look forward in hearing you next week on these very interesting matters. Let's go back to the lines. At 9:18, I want to thank this caller for holding Caller You Live. Hello, caller.
Patches, good night. How are you?
I am peaceful, my brother. Your equipment is on? You know?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, please. I want the whole world to hear you. Sounds like a voice I know.
Okay, great. Patches, there's an old saying saying that people talk for 9 days, and after that, everything got back normal. Patches, I want to believe it, and I'm going to tell you why. I am not contending whether the allegation is true or false. But if anybody who's listening, what I'm going to say now, they will realize what I'm saying. Patches, these voice notes came out, and then they start dying down slowly. The Federation had done start forgetting about the whole story. You know, if Usain Bolt bring it back up and got it full speed right now, it's fast and got Wilkin, you know, and his behavior got this thing so hot right now, you know. Because I'm not saying, Patches, that nobody wanted to hear about the voice and stuff like that. But it was dying down slowly. It was just going down slowly. God, and they're going to stop saying, God Wilkins too fast and too pompous. But give him the rest of the year. And God gone. Mark me words. Have a good night.
Have a good night as well. Pray that your predictions are correct, my Trito family, because he should have been gone already. Garth Wilkin is not fit to be AG. This email writes, this Attorney General just have a lot of empty chat. He loved to grandstand and show off, but the back is worse than his bite. His fear-mongering, talking stupidness about he will send for them in the US and have them extradited is nothing else but rubbish. He does not even know the terms and conditions of the extradition treaty between the Federation and the US. Otherwise, he would not have made that dumb statement, because only felonious offenses one can be extradited on. Abusive language is not a felony, nor is it a misdemeanor offense either. So it is obvious the Attorney General don't know what he's saying. He's just banging his mouth. Reads this email. This other email reads, "Good night, Mr. Liburd. The water supply in Old Road has been dirty at random occasions. Whether we have light showers of rain or heavy, it's dirty at times, sometimes without rain falling. I'm starting to wonder if the water is safe to drink at all now. Secondly, it is funny how the car was going around town announcing stuff for the 90 days campaign, and they're asking for assistance of the same. TikTok stars Lucifer basically threatened. We need to get rid of them because Labour continues to anger the minority of persons. But for the minority, as usual, Labour can do no wrong for them. After all, they are not the royal family," reads this other email. "Good night, Mr. Liburd. What is the status of the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium? The new sports term is around the corner. And why is Samal so quiet and absent?" Very good question. We bought something on that a few weeks ago and nothing has changed. Patches Marsha is so fake. She's nasty and dirty. How could she hear those voice notes with iMark and not come clean to the public? Her heart must be very heavy, knowing how deep she has been in with those gangsters. She can't come clean because she is unclean. Marsha got to go. We the people believe that her hands are red. It's now 24 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. You may have joined me late, my Straight Talk family. And for those of you who joined me belatedly, I want to inform you that the thesis we are looking at tonight, I have titled TikTok, Cat Got Marsha Tongue. And it's a part two, technically a part two to TikTok. The kettle calling the pot black, or the pot calling the kettle black, if that's the right one. But at the end of our last episode, there was unanimous agreement that the Attorney General is not only incompetent, he's not only pompous, but he's also a what?
But AG is a punk. That's the main reason you see me do this video, yeah. Just to let you know directly, he is a punk. You hear? He is a punk with a capital P. AG. You hear?
A punk with a capital P. My Straight Talk family. Yes, with a capital P. Because the callous behavior of Massa grandson, and remember as well, is something we are going to address. That's the judge only or judge alone trial. That's the legislation. We'll get some more information on that. We'll have a discussion on that as well. Because this Massa grandson ignited outrage. Well, the good thing about it is that it has caused people to band together to confront him. And tensions continue to rise, my Straight Talk family. The situation continues to escalate, leading to heated debates and unexpected alliances. Yes, a lot of alliances have been formed out of these outrageous comments from the AG. Caller, you're live at 9:26. Good night to you.
Good evening, Mr. Liburd, and sorry for being late.
Better late than never, my brother.
That is true, that is true.
Good to hear you always. Good to hear you.
I'm a little bit off your main topic tonight, but you did touch slightly on what I'm talking about now.
Uh-huh.
When you mentioned about a company travel for the Prime Minister.
Okay.
This week, and I think last week too, there was a lot of activity in the United Nations, which is an annual event of this level. And a number of Caribbean islands, some of them very rich, Trinidad is an oil nation, sent 6 people to the United Nations. Grenada, I'm told, sent 4 persons. Dominica was represented by 6 people, Antigua represented by 4. St. Kitts, I'm told that there's a photograph of some 20 persons going up at the United Nations. You have any ideas to the actual numbers of who are there?
You know, that's a good question. I forgive me for that. I've heard the number banded about, but I never attempted to confirm it, to be honest. As they always have large numbers, so that's why.
From the sound of it, I mean, they really, how many of them can make a contribution? We heard about Ms. Clark, the Senator Clark, making discussions about global warming and climate change and so. But the others would have Douglas met some people. He is the foreign minister, you expect him to be there. The prime minister would have to be there. Understand his PS is also there, and who's running that department. But I doubt that there's any other country in the world that would have 20 persons traveling to the United Nations. It just doesn't make sense what 20 people can do there.
But some of them are from the mission. Some of the pictures I've seen, there's some people there who actually work at the mission. So I don't know if you're including them in the 20.
Well, I have not seen the photograph, but this is what I've been told.
Okay. Well, I'll look at the photograph, but some would be from the mission.
It does seem abnormally high. We seem to be probably the richest country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
When there's blow money around like that, and money means nothing to us. Easy come, easy go.
Sure.
And we're not in really good financial shape as far as I understand.
There's really no need for the large delegation, especially you have an ambassador there, or you have other members of the staff there, you know. There's really no need for. They just go for a joyride anyway, you know. And you see the Prime Minister carrying his wife. What's the role? What's the role there at the UN? You know?
Yeah, well, that's to go to Wendy's and eat a snack here and there and so.
Wendy's.
Also eat of some New York food, you know, that kind of thing. Junk food. Cheeseburger here and something else there and that kind of thing.
Remember the man drinks camel milk, you know. He ain't got to Wendy's. You don't get camel milk at Wendy's. Come on.
Well, you might find some other kind of milk here.
The Vietnamese restaurants and those restaurants there.
But it obviously is just something is out of whack somewhere along the line here.
Yes.
Certainly. The numbers don't sound right. So maybe you can investigate it for me, please, or for us, and let us know, because our money must have the same value as other people's money, and other persons don't seem to be doing what we're doing here.
Yep.
Yeah, have a good night, my boy.
Thank you.
Enjoy the program.
Thank you very much. Have a good night as well. And always some good observations coming from you. Patches, how can Dr. Jew have Major Sutton seconded to the Elevate program as the director, but still running the Defense Force as the incoming commander? How can this be legal with the Public Service Act being very clear about secondments? Also, why does Major Sutton, who is really a captain, be allowed to run the force, but being junior to Wilkin and Bass? If you dig deeper, you find many inconsistencies with the Constitution, and they're just doing what they want unchecked with advisors like Wallace and Fishy, whose hands are not clean. What about Pierce Hull, being sent home for months now? What about the appointment? Blanchett clueless with advisors running the show. Reads this email. Good night, Patches. I've noticed that despite previous discussions, there still hasn't been any action to address the condition of the Pelican shopping mall bathroom. And with the tourist season fast approaching, this is becoming an even more urgent issue. It is disappointing to see that while our leaders are engaged in vacations and extravagant trips, going to a friend party overseas, etc., they seem out of touch with the immediate needs and concerns here at home. Furthermore, the minister's silence regarding the ongoing allegations has earned her nickname Crime Minister among the people. I believe it's crucial for her to address the public and provide clarity on these matters. Anyway, it seemed cat got she tongue for real. Yes, that bathroom, I mean, it's a shame. I cannot. That's the only thing I can say about the bathroom, my Straight Talk family. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, I want to thank you for holding. You're live.
Yes, that is.
Yes, it's you.
What gone by the morning can't come with the evening unless you stop in the middle and fix it.
True.
From the inception of this Mickey Mouse Taliban crew down Church Street, call yourself Victorious Labour Party. We all know how to get in there because you said it plain out. An election can be bought, and that's what happened here. So, what his intention that we are observing about them, he know that he's not fit for the seat that he's holding. So since he's in that position, and he have the opportunity to put the hand east, west, north, and south, wherever the treasury has a branch, he digging down his 10 fingers and raping the treasury, and they go in here, there, and everywhere, waste the money, because he don't see that they can't stay in there for no 2 term. They're gonna come out in there before the year end. That is, I know my times tables. I tell you so, I know them up to 13 times. But all I know is that 3 7s are 21, 3 8s are 24, and 3 9s is what, 40 are 27. This is just in 9 months in a year, we don't got 27 models. And that Mickey Mouse have no love for human being, government. All he concerned about is himself, his long pocket, and 20-something police around him. That's why a lot of things happening all over the place, because the police them are short where they are needed. This allegation now about what has happened with this Marsha woman, the Lord knows if any guilt is in it or any fault. But anybody accuse anybody of anything, especially like that, you have to come out and defend your name. Otherwise, people don't believe. And the fact remains, she's keeping silent about all these accusation of put on the plate. It shows some kind of, she has knowledge of it. And her hands are redder than the red shirt that the Labour is using. But I'm going to tell you something with the Labour people, and I don't trust no Labour, nothing, you know. L is for lose. A is for all. B is because. O is for of. U is for untold. And the R is for rights. That is what Labour means. Labour is bad when it comes to human survival. They care about themselves and not the human being. Look what they done. He said the PEP program is a criminal activity, call it so. But what he doing with the money? Carrying 15 people and 20-something overseas. The poorest country in the OECS, not the poorest, rather. The smallest population, but he carrying more than the population. Patches, have a good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let somebody else get a chance.
Thank you very much as well. There's laughter in that independent soundbite. The silence is actually more intimidating than anything else. It sends a message to some: try us and see, or speak out and find out. Then to have the judicial process change and ultimately have the AG sadly express himself in defense of her was extremely alarming. Democracy has eroded with this email. And my Straight Talk family at 9:37. And we're looking at our thesis for tonight, TikTok. That should have been TikTok part 2, but TikTok. Cat got Marsha tongue. And my Straight Talk family, the country has quite a lot of tensions. The situation regarding the accusations levied at the Minister of Government escalated. It has led to heated debates and unexpected alliances. Ultimately, Lucifer tendered a half-baked apology, as reported by Glenn Bart of Newsline, St. Kitts Nevis Newsline. He said this, my Straight Talk family.
The Attorney General warned that even nationals living overseas could be extradited to the Federation to face charges under the Electronic Crimes Act.
Forgive me for that, my Straight Talk family. Forgive me for that. Should be this one.
Criticisms of the Attorney General from some quarters suggested that he was threatening freedom of speech and the citizens and residents of the country. In response, the Attorney General issued a conditional apology. He wrote in part, quote, "To those who felt I was rude, threatening, dictatorial, or intimidating in my tone, that was not my intention whatsoever. And to those people, I unreservedly apologize. I can, however, not apologize for my passion in defending a single mother and her child, who have suffered immensely because of the rampant disregard by many of restraint in publishing scandalous lies about her and blatant threats on her and her son's life. To those who are using this public debate for political gain, shame on you." And
my Straight Talk family, this conditional apology from Garth Lucifer Wilkin lacked sincerity, it lacked depth. It avoided taking responsibility for his actions that has caused so much disquiet in the Federation, and he tried to shift the blame to others. Here is Lucifer, the Attorney General of St. Kitts Nevis, who is the chief law officer for the country and advisor to the Prime Minister and the government. But if his sister, as he called her, if his sister Marsha was defamed, then let her go out and bring an action, as we have defamation law in St. Kitts Nevis. That is what defamation law is about. It's about protecting individuals and entities from false statements that harm their reputation. It encompasses libel, which are written statements, and slander, which are spoken statements. And Lucifer has to know that to succeed in a defamation claim, the plaintiff must prove that a false statement was made about him or her or them, that the statement was communicated to a third party, that the statement caused harm to their reputation. In our jurisdiction, the plaintiff may need to show that the defendant acted with negligence or malice, especially if the plaintiff is a public figure. And Marsha Henderson knows very well about defamation. And I told you before, I repeat it, she and Gada tried to scare me some years ago. Yes, she did. Tried to scare me some years ago. I never exposed this, but I thought I would tonight, my Straight Talk family. She knows about defamation. Isn't that clear? She does, my Straight Talk family. So what are they talking about when they are talking about extraditing people and things of that nature, my Straight Talk family? She wrote this letter from Henderson Law Chambers, defamatory publication by someone called Ian Liburd. Do you know him? Against G.A. Dwyer Astafan on the 25th October 2021 and the 4th of November 2021 on various media platforms, they claim. And what they said I did, go down to paragraph 3, the last sentence there. And it says, we are instructed that at material times you were a user of the social media platform Facebook and the owner and operator of the account Straight Talk on the said platform, and as said before, aid on Zelaz's network of platforms on or about the 25th October 2021 and 4th November 2021 respectively. You utilize the live feature on the said delete Facebook platforms and publish inter alia the following statements which were defamatory of our client. Come on, tell us where the money gone. $54 million. In fact, we don't know where the money gone because we knew about this. We knew that Gada signed a contract for $54 million for the La Valley Greens. Where is the golf course? We asked him. Where's the money gone? We asked him. And this was his response, my Straight Talk family.
Apparently, he wants me to explain to the nation why I, as a minister, signed an agreement. Well, it seems as though he wants me to explain why I signed. I'm told that he said he's not accusing anybody of bubble, but that he was just asking, where's the money? That's what I'm told, right? And I don't remember. But let me say what I have to say. I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Can't deny it. But yet send this, I can't even describe the letter, my Straight Talk family. So Marsha knows about defamation, and she knows it very well, my Straight Talk family. The same way, as I said, Philip Martinez defamed Caribbean Galaxy, and Caribbean Galaxy had taken him to court. So my Straight Talk family, Lucifer now wants to be judge, jury, and hangman, and concluding that his sister has been defamed. And he fully well knows that in defamation, the truth is an absolute defense. So Marsha must come if she wants to know where truth is and stop behaving like TikTok cat got she tongue. Garth Lucifer Wilkin is just arrogant, pompous, and downright stupid. Or is it because, as I asked the question before, is it because IMAC is dead? As he was the one who said this. Is it because he's dead? Why they have taken a different direction? IMAC was the one who said this, my Straight Talk family.
Hey, okay, watch you. Oh, Marsha, she pull up and maybe she's son in there and she telling me some folks. When you got your son there with you, come try style me, come pull up on me, Okay, she tell me come to a meeting. Go into a meeting with me. You check? Tell the woman I want back my job and once that the woman can't put me back on the piece up to now. The woman can't do nothing for me. Them then enough. Man supposed to could talk to the people who we put in a power. Them they gonna call up in the embassy and call up in the airport, them and all kind of tap them for making the money, the woman.
My Straight Talk family, the point is though, the issue has occupied the entire country as it is being discussed in every nook and cranny of the Federation, on the buses, at the bars, in school, and in church. My Straight Talk family, several accusations have also been leveled at this member of parliament who has been silent. And TikTok, the country wonders if cat got shit on. The whole country believes that the member of parliament has a moral and ethical obligation to provide an explanation to the country in order to clear her name. So this episode was to set the stage for a deeper exploration of accountability, trust, and the complexities of public life. The episode, as I said, is titled TikTok, Cat Got Marsha Tongue. It is the talk of the town. This explosive accusation against a member of parliament, my Straight Talk family, has left the whole federation on edge. Why has she remained silent? Caller, you are live. Hello, caller.
Patches, good night.
My brother, good night. How art thou? Jam down.
Patches, I'm fine. How are you doing?
I am peaceful, my brother. I'm peaceful.
Yes, Patches. We are seeing the country where these people trying to carry the politics with the country. Patches, we saw Timothy yesterday, Dr. Harris, how he demonstrated to the people that he loved poor people. We saw that in the church yesterday with the eulogy, where he put it over to the poor people. And we know, and you know, Patches, that during 2015, it take a man like Timothy to come through the ghettos, Newtown and Orishtown, and talk with poor people, listen their cry, and win government, and we don't do it again, because he's better than all of them. If he is the man for the poor people, we got to go with him, because it's only he to make sure poor people eat in this country, and we're going to deal with all of them, Patches. That is one more thing I want to say, right? Is that people got to understand where these little boys is carrying this country. That is when you all take up this country in 2015. The poverty rate was so high. And you all work and bring this thing down. Bring it down. Now we gone worse than 2015. Poor people suffering, Patches. Anyway you turn on 4th Street, somebody begging you something. A final time you come on 4th Street, over by the last bookstore is where some of the young men them anchoring off. Begging. Somebody wants something from somebody. And this ain't nice in the country, because when Timothy won this country, they had that. Everybody had money in the pocket. And we will deal with it. We will delete it. Because I can tell you, Patches, you have made a mark in this country. I always tell you, you is the only politician from the days the Bratcher come back. I see. Show these young boys how you operate as a minister when people elect you and put you in government. And we're getting that, And these men feel like they're going to stay in the government there and just make money and do it right. Deal with who they want, and we everybody. But it's have a good night. And this is Jam Young talking here.
Have a good night, Jam Young. Always welcome your contributions. Patches is going on 4 months since the worthless government opened their so-called lift program. They told the people to sign up, and up to now, the poor can't get any assistance. Why is this greedy, heartless government treating the people like this? We have to do something about this. We can't allow this government to treat the most vulnerable people of this country like this. I am calling on PLP and PAM to be more vocal and organize some protest marches. That's the way the people will get their PAP money. These opposition parties must show the poor people that they care and help them to get the assistance they need. Reads this email. And those are my emails tonight, my Straight Talk family. And as we wind down our program tonight, as I mentioned earlier, that the explosive accusations against a member of parliament who has remained silent has left the whole federation on edge. And everyone is asking, why is this member silent? Even one of our biggest canvassers thinks she is too quiet and as such disrespectful to those who voted for her. This is what her canvasser said, my Straight Talk family.
You know, when I think St. Kitts people really acknowledge you and see you for as something other than a minister, Marsha. And when this incident happened with Ima, because I said to myself, I wonder if Marsha, if these things that they're saying is true. And then it's like life. Once you cross path with people and people have burnt you in a certain way, it's hardly anything that you think that they cannot do, like they're incapable of doing.
And my Straight Talk family, many people just don't get it. If the minister has nothing to hide, beg your pardon, why just not speak up? Or why not just speak up, my Straight Talk family? And this is what her canvasser also said. I'm
saying, if your name calling in something, bap, something else happen your name calling again. It's so you feel like you're so big, bad and broad and you want for bodyguard. How we go? Like, why you sorry be? Because, in my opinion, you should have come out and made a public statement. You should have said something to free you of the accusations. But you dealt with it like, to hell with all you believe what you want. Just send me for them there to bodyguard me and let them there, me ain't gonna time with them there. What you have time for? Because the same people them you was gonna make the speech to, it's the same people them you was out there selling yourself to. So, one time we important and one time we unimportant, that I didn't like.
Nobody will like that. Total disrespect for the people who voted for her. Caller, you live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the major.
How is the major? I thought about you some days ago, and I was wondering if you're all right. Are you in a state of good health?
Well, yeah, I'm all right.
I haven't seen or heard you.
Yeah.
But good to hear you. You probably just woke up.
Yeah. Yes, of course. You know it. You're not going to get it start like really from your tongue.
Yes, Major. What's your name, Major?
I just don't want to be disgusting, but I just want to ask a little question. And my question is the love of money. You listen to it?
I'm listening.
The love of money. Because the little that I know, Money is a passion. Money is a passion to occupy someone, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is a passion to occupy someone, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. And because once you got money, you will never be satisfied. Don't let nobody fool you. Once you got money, you will be never satisfied. And that is because money cannot bring true peace. And that is what we are looking for. Everybody wants money, but you're not bringing true peace. And because you're not bringing true peace, that is where we get in problem. You don't find it so?
Well, I'm sure Lady Tom would have asked you to read your Bible. If you go to 1 Timothy, it tells you about the love of money, which is the root of all evil.
Yes.
And that's come from the Bible.
Yes.
Actually, go ahead, sorry.
And because of that, it brings up a true. It's supposed to bring a true peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, people being this sweet will overpower, isn't it? Is this sweet will overpower?
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it claims to ensure security, but does not. You know what you that? It does not keep the promise. So that's the problem we're getting all the time. And I thought about that. I just get about and was just looking through everything, and I thought I should bring that up to you. What do you think?
Very, very, very thought-provoking contribution.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's what it says in terms of the biblical instruction we get is that it is not money itself, but the excessive desire for money.
Yes.
That can lead to negative consequences.
Surely.
Many of us are not easily satisfied. The more we get, the more we want.
Yes.
And that's so.
And because of that, patches, it brings havoc. It brings havoc to man's heart.
Yep.
Yeah, it brings havoc to man's heart, and it wins the confidence, but often perverts the heart and assurances.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought I should bring up that because this is the problem we come in. You want this, you want that, and this want that. And in the end, as the mother always said, money makes the mare go. Mm-hmm. But sometimes the mare goes so fast that they fall over the cliff, isn't it? My mother tells that, this song tells me that.
Yes, Major. Have a good night, Major. Thanks for your intervention, man. Good to hear as usual.
Yes. Okay.
Major Jones. Well, my Straight Talk family, that's the way I believe we're gonna end it tonight. First with this email, Patches. They say actions speak louder than words. Maybe that's been her style all along. And as our late artist Imark pointed out, she has blocked multiple things for him. How can we have leaders like this? No wonder the crime rate is rising. They have no remorse for our youths. That's why the Attorney General had to go and make a foolish statement. And it was important for the people to see just how low they have all stooped. None of them deserve to lead our people anymore. They need to step down, Patches. We should set a date and march them out of office. The people are fed up with the July administration, and it is time for them to go. And my Straight Talk family, many people don't get it. Why the silence? If she has nothing to hide, why just not speak up? And this is not just about politics. It is about trust, my people. With every passing day, speculation grows It is calculated, is it a calculated silence, I should ask, or something more sinister? Is a question we should ask, all of us. We should ask that question. The phrase, TikTok cat got Marsha tongue, has never felt more fitting. And this is not just politics, it is about accountability. Will she rise to the occasion, or will the cat continue to hold her tongue? There's been a lot of speculation and concern regarding the accusations against the Member of Parliament. It's time they are addressed head on. With the nation watching, will she provide the answers the people crave, or will the silence linger, leaving the cat firmly in place? The country believes that cat got the minister's tongue due to several factors. The minister, Marsha Henderson, has remained quiet despite serious accusations. Her lack of public statements has raised eyebrows and fueled speculation. The allegations involve significant ethical and moral implications, which makes the public anxious for clarity and accountability. We are in a crisis, and in times of crisis, leaders are expected to address concerns openly. The issue has captivated the nation, leading to discussions in every facet of society, in the buses, in the bars, at work, on the ball fields. But this collective concern amplifies the pressure on the minister to speak up. Given the current political climate, many citizens are already skeptical of their leaders. The silence feels like a cover-up, reinforcing the belief that something is amiss, something is wrong. The public feels that as a representative, the minister has a duty to explain herself and restore faith in her leadership. Her silence is interpreted as an avoidance of responsibility. It has even prompted so many calls for the government. So many calls for the government to do just this, my Straight Talk family.
Everything can be politics, 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 politics. I tell you, are you killing us all? Look the place. The place look deader than some people up the cemetery. Broke than some people will never walk. What are you talking about? Are you killing us, man? Are you need to come go? We need a new set of everything right now, because are you just killing me right now with this kind of thing here? I can't take it on. I ain't come to deliver. I ain't come to bring the sunshine. I come to bring rain and make an umbrella. Make a roof to shelter. So I better come go, because this ain't gonna work for me. Come go.
The minister, on the other hand, my Straight Talk family, was only willing to confess that a lot of times leadership can be heavy, as she put it, and she at times is overwhelmed.
Deputy Speaker, I rise on the occasion of the adjournment and on the eve of the 41st anniversary of independence of our beloved Federation. Believe me when I say, Madam Speaker, that I am deeply honored to have the privilege of serving my country at this level. And sometimes the responsibilities of leadership can be heavy. And I hear behind me sometimes, a lot of times, if I can be completely transparent, the responsibilities of leadership sometimes can be overwhelming, it can be heavy, and sometimes you question, yes.
Sometimes you question, What she questioned sometimes was, however, not clear, because all we got was a sigh. But my Straight Talk family, there were elements we must consider. The prolonged silence, the high stakes, the public interest, the distrust in politics, and the moral obligations. These elements combine to create a narrative that the minister's silence is not just a personal choice, but a sign of deeper issues prompting the widespread sentiment that TikTok, cat got Marsha tongue. And that's my story tonight, my Straight Talk family, and I am not going to change it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight, as always. I want to thank you, the many viewers and listeners. I want to thank you, the callers, those who send emails, all of you. Remember, you are the ones who make Straight Talk. And for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patches Liburd, and God's willing, God's spear, we will connect on Monday for another edition of Straight Talk. And until that time, remember, my Straight Talk family, whatever your mind conceal, that you will achieve. But first of all, you must believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Monday. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. We go to church. Some may go to the beach. Some do your chores. Whatever your choice. Just be good to all. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Monday.
The morning, I thank God for the morning light. Give Him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of food and loving care, and for my